Wow, that's a lot of roots down there. I wonder who built this torii under this bridge, and what is it for? Ouch! What is that? A large seed? Never seen one like it before.
Suddenly a voice says, "Don't waste your time, step on it." In the last episode, we saw how Yoon meets Shinobi again, and this time Shinobi invites Yoon to come to Edo Bridge so that he can tell him something about his clan and culture. The next morning, Yoon took a taxi and left his house to the address the Shinobi gave him, which was Edo Bridge. With the help of the phone map, he reaches the given address, but finds no trace of Edo Bridge there. The place where he left the taxi was a dense forest, so he tries to find the Edo Bridge. After searching for some time, he sees a sign that says Edo Bridge is ahead. He proceeds along the marked path. As he proceeds, the path turns into a staircase leading downwards. He descends the stairs and finds a torii gate at the bottom. He walks past the torii gate and sees a wooden bridge ahead. Yoon reaches the wooden bridge but sees no one on the bridge. He takes out his phone and checks the time. After checking the time, he says, "I'm just a little late. That can't be the reason he's not here." Yoon looks down from the bridge in search of Shinobi, hoping that he might be down there, but he doesn't see any person there. Yoon sees from the bridge that there are many thick roots spreading out on the ground, covering the entire ground. Yoon thinks there might be something exciting down below, so he jumps down instantly. There are lots of tree vines wrapped around the walls of the bridge, and he also finds a torii gate that is built right underneath the bridge. Looking at the torii gate, Yoon wondered who could have built this thing here. It looked very old, and what could be its use here? While Yoon was looking at the gate and assessing it, someone threw a red seed at him. The seed hits his head and falls down. Yoon caresses his head and looks at the seed, wondering what it is. He has never seen anything like this before, because it appears like a very big shining pearl. Suddenly a voice says, "Step on it, kid." Yoon turns towards the voice and says, "Shinobi, is that you?" The Shinobi replies, "Don't waste your time. Step on it." Yoon says, okay, don't be angry. If you have called me here for this, then I will do also his, only for your happiness." And eventually Yoon steps on it. As Yoon steps on the red seed, the entire ground suddenly glows red, and the roots of the trees surrounding him begin to move away from him. All the vines and roots of the trees start moving towards the torii gate. They cling to both pillars of the torii gate and cover the entire gate. Yoon is shocked, unable to believe that his actions caused all of this, and feels it was nothing more than magic. Seeing Yoon standing in confusion, Shinobi says, "Don't worry, this is a gateway." Yoon asked in surprise, "Where does this entrance lead to?" Shinobi answers, "You wanted to know where I came from, where I live, what I do. I am sure that after entering this gateway, you will find answers to all your questions." Yoon says fearfully, "It's true that I want to know about my mother and the Shinobi clan. Are you serious? Can this gateway give me all the answers I want to know?" The Shinobi tells Yoon that I have thought about you very deeply. Since your mother was a Shinobi, that means you are one of us too. And one more thing, Shin has been dying to see you ever since he found out you're one of us. Then suddenly Yoon remembers about Yurini Tanaka, so he asks if they are going to look for her. He thought that the Shinobi had some information about Urini. That's why he called him there. Yoon tells Shinobi that saving her is his priority. The Shinobi told Yoon that so far, there is no evidence to show that demons are behind her disappearance. He has to investigate the case to find out the real culprit. Before that, he cannot come to any conclusion. Yoon gets excited and tells the Shinobi, "Really, are you really going to find Yurini for me? Thank you so much, you are truly a hero for me." The Shinobi asks Yoon one last time if he is going to step inside the gate, as his life will change completely after that. Yoon says in full enthusiasm, "These are my roots. I know what I am doing. This is all I have to connect me to my mother. I have nowhere to go, so I'm willing to become a Shinobi like you." After receiving confirmation from Yoon that he is determined to enter the gateway, the Shinobi turned the vines and roots of the tree towards Yoon and tied him up with their help. Yoon looks at the Shinobi in surprise and anger, wondering what he is doing to him. But Shinobi does not respond to him. The Shinobi uses his power, causing him and Yoon to float through the air and move towards the torii gate. As they pass through the gateway, all the tree vines wrapped around Yoon's body unwind and free him. He now floats freely in the air. Suddenly, a circular portal opens, and some kind force pulls Yoon towards that portal. He flies towards the portal at a high speed. Yoon comes flying out of the portal very fast and has no control over his body or the direction he's going. So he crashes into someone standing in his way. Both fall down after colliding. The person whom Yoon bumped into said, "It is good to meet you again, bro." Yoon realizes he has heard this voice somewhere before, so he turns toward the man. The person Yoon bumped into was none other than Shin, the Shinobi's younger brother. Both are happy to see each other. But suddenly Yoon vomits. Shin laughs and says, "I puked too when I first came here through that gateway." The Shinobi taunts Yoon, saying, "You are weak, that is why you vomited." Yoon replies, "Come on. I'm learning these things. This is also my first time. And don't forget, I'm just a kid, bro." Yoon looked around and asked in surprise, "Where am I? What is this place?" Shin tells him, "It is the Crimson Star Empire." Yoon feels proud, thinking that his mother belonged to such a great empire. Shin comes to Yoon and puts his hand on Yoon's shoulder and says, "It's great to know that you're one of us. My brother told me that you want to become a shinobi." The other hands also appreciates your efforts on how you found my brother. Yoon asked curiously, "Other hands? Are there other people like your brother?" Shin replied, "Of course. There are 6 more like my brother who hold the title of Hand and represent their own clan within the Crimson Star Empire." After hearing this, Yoon says there are 6 more superhumans like your brother. I can only imagine how scary they are. Yoon asks Shin about his brother's name and turns back towards the shinobi, but Shinobi has already disappeared from there silently. Shin replies, "His is known as the Ice Hand and don't worry about him. Come on, I'll show you around." Now the scene shifts to Crimson Star Empire Council Hall. The door opens and the Ice Hand enters the hall. As Ice Hand is walking in, the Grand Hand standing in the middle of the council hall says, "You are late, Ice Hand, and there is no trace of the Shadow Hand, so this meeting has been called." The Ice Hand takes his place while all the other hands are already sitting on their chairs. The Grand Hand thanked everyone for gathering in such a short notice. He further tells that all of you were given specific mission, and in the same order Shadow Hand was also sent. But since last 48 hours, we have no update on Shadow Hand. Shinobi were sent to check up on him. We got a recording, and I thought that you all should listen to it. The Grand Hand plays the tape. A male voice can be heard on the tape saying, "I've found the rebel Shinobi's henchmen. It seems they are selling the remains of defeated demons to the Yakuza." Wait, there was 6 of them. Where is the other one gone? The Ice Hand recognized that it was the voice of the Shadow Hand. Upon hearing this, the Fire Hand says that I have never heard the Shadow being so vulnerable. The Grand Hand tells the Fire Hand to be patient and asks him to listen further. The Shadow Hand voice from the tape says, "I just came out alive. It seems the demons' remains are being pulverized into liquid form. The Yakuza are inking it on their skin. It's giving them otherworldly abilities. This doesn't seem right." And then voices of demons start coming from the tape, and suddenly the tape stops. Grand Hand tells them that this tape is the last recording of the Shadow Hand. After this, we have no information about him. The Fire Hand angrily says, "Then what are we waiting for? Let's go and burn that traitor alive." Earth Hand wonders what would happen if Shadow dies. She says, "My dear friend, you will be missed." On the other hand, Ghost Hand says, "We all have a certain date of death. We all have to die, so what if today was Shadow Hand's time?" Atom Hand says, "He was careless. That's why he got caught. If you had sent me, I would have definitely succeeded. I am the most capable of all the hands here." Gravity Hand also shares his thoughts, saying that if a hand is defeated by a hired assassin, then this demon ink must be destroyed. After listening to everyone comfortably, Ice Hand asks Grand Hand, "What does the Empire expect from us?" The Grand Hand states that all hands are given the freedom to use their deadly powers outside of the Crimson Star Empire if they feel the need. Please be careful while going out, as you all are the last weapon of the Empire against any evil and demonic force. Earth Hand asked Grand Hand, "You said in the beginning that you sent some shinobi to find Shadow. Did they give you any updates about Shadow?" Grand Hand replied no. Now Grand Hand turns to Ice Hand asks, "Are you hiding something from me?" "I know what happened," Ice replied. I scolded Shin. It won't happen again. The Grand Hand asks. Ice again. Is this Shin's decision or your order? You can't control your brother's fate. He's old enough to make decisions for himself. He is capable enough to enter in the Shinobi trials. You have actually put his life in danger by not preparing him for the dangers that lie ahead. Grand Hand goes on to say and explain to Ice that when you first came to me, you were the same age as Shin. 10 years ago, you asked me for training so that you could avenge your parents. What gives you right to take this from him? Your little brother tried exorcism using a phone recording and it worked. His new technique could be useful in upcoming battles. He is very talented. You should be proud of him and please reconsider your decision. Ice Hand replies, okay, I will think about it. The Grand Hand speaks again. One more thing, Ice, you should also train the boy you have brought here today. Ice responded to this by saying, I don't think the boy is capable of doing anything. He is weak. After hearing the conversation between the Grand Hand and Ice, Fire says, sorry, but the boy we laughed at for tracking down Ice, are we really going to recruit him? Earth Hand responded to Fire, respect the Grand Hand's decision, and that guy is one of us, and we need more talent like him in our side. The Grand Hand told the council that the Dark Blades would oversee their overall mission progress. It's time for Hands to supervise the advanced training of Shinobi recruits. This is the will of the heads. By saying this, he ended the council meeting. While Ice feels a little sad because he's not happy to train the boys. Thanks for watching and comment the best part of this video.